Hello YouTube, it's BirdOPray5 again, and welcome back to another exciting episode of BedLife, whatever that means. Thomas Potts, welcome Thomas Potts, and you can hear me. That is a great way to start the show. Thank you so much, Thomas. Puts my mind at ease. My God, put a spacesuit on. I am able to breathe. This is a oxygen-rich nebula. No problem. Also, approximately one standard Earth pressure around me. So I'm just going to hang out here till the ship comes to pick me back up. Yeah, so I'm kind of curious. Do you guys or girls, see what does it say? How many subscribers does it say I have according to you? If you click or look at the subscribe button, it should have a number in it. 172. 172. That's what I was afraid of. That is the number I've been seeing today too. But I swear, yesterday I was up to 198. Yes. 198, and I have proof. Not that I think any of you don't believe me, but I've got to show it. I've got to show it. This 198 subscribers, and now 172 subscribers. What changed? This was literally overnight. An overnight drop from 198 to 172. And all my latest subscribers are still there. I mean, I got emails like 4 or 5 new subscribers in the last couple days, and I check, and they're all still listed. Their accounts are still listed. So they're not, it's not like they all got deleted or were spam accounts or something. The accounts still exist. And then I checked anti-trackers and a few other channels. They didn't seem to take any hits, so I don't think it was any widespread YouTube purge of spam accounts. So I don't know. I don't know why it seems like only I was hit. I was getting ready to plan the 200th subscriber spectacular, but cut down back to the 170s. Basically, an entire month of progress wiped out. Could people have been really that upset over what I said about the Super Bowl? I doubt it. No one complained. No one complained in the thread or the, the video. Didn't get any downvotes, I don't think. So, I mean, that's really weird. Really weird that so many people would just leave. I smell conspiracy. James Pace Photography says, howdy. Welcome from the West Coast. Welcome, James Pace Photography. Glad you could be here. Whereabouts on the West Coast, James? North, south, middle? I've been to San Diego, San Francisco, LA. But that's honestly about it. Not oh, and well, not in the United States, but Vancouver, British Columbia, which isn't far from the United States, but man, that Pacific Northwest is beautiful. Thomas Potts says YouTube gets rid of dead accounts occasionally. Yeah, but I don't know. It just seems weird. Seems weird. And shouldn't I have seen, like, then the analytics say that, you know, I lost 8 accounts or something? James Price Photography says Eastern half Washington State in a city called Kennewick. Very cool, James. Eastern half, so not on the coast of Washington State. Very nice. Very nice indeed. Is that Sasquatch country? That's what you really got to be on the lookout for. Squatches. They get you when you're least expecting it. So, for the last, I don't even remember now, since Friday night, I have been upgrading my web forum, that one I advertise at the end of all my videos, juot.net. It has been on vBulletin forum software for over 10 years, and when it started, vBulletin was the undisputed leader in forum software. The software was so good that even the software we installed 10 years ago is still their most popular version of the product. And it does still run thousands of some largest forums around the web. But its time has taken its toll. For those not familiar, the web is changing. How people access forums is changing. It's going a lot more mobile. So it was definitely time to upgrade. And looking at the options for my particular forum and its needs, unfortunately, I did not think sticking with vBulletin and going to its latest version would be the best in my case. It's just a shame because that would have been both free for me and much easier to handle and to upgrade and to do everything. But no, I had to take the hard route. So we switched to another forum software called Zenforo. And as nice as that software is, there's a lot of weird things that happen when you switch forum software. And the big thing is I totally accounted for the hours and hours that it would take to run. It took almost 6 hours just in the initial forum transfer. Luckily, I didn't have to babysit it. I was able to let it run on a command line overnight. But that stuff I was fine with. It was all the little things, all the details that had to be cleaned up afterwards that got to me, and to be completely honest, are still getting to me. I'm still spending the majority of my time during the day looking to get the forum fixed up and working. I have so many great ideas on videos that I know they would be good. They would be good. I know they'd get traction. I can tell. I'm not going to say some of the names because if I gave the hint, if I even gave the title of the video, people would say, "Oh yes, it's a great video," and 5 people would make it before I get a chance to. I don't mind people making it after I get a chance, but I've got I've got 3 solid ones that I wish I could work on today, but I already spent most of today working on my forum, and then I went to my Discord where I got kicked out of my own Discord. Yes, they all asked me to leave so that they could talk about me. It was very, very upsetting. Thomas Potts says, well, I'm not unsubbing. Thank you, Thomas. Who's the other 5 people here? Vixen. Vixen says, hiya. So Vixen is one of the 5. Thomas is one of the 5. James is one of the 5. I'm one of the 5. And my mom is probably 5 of 5. So that's who we've got here. It is and Sassy, you should not have forgotten Sassy. It is a quiet stream tonight. So, I complained about the subscribers going down, and I complained about my forum. And what has this been? 10 minutes, so what do you want to talk about? Thomas Potts says, on Discord, you should show yourself offline. I do this all the time. It's not a bad idea, Thomas. Not a bad idea at all. Then they wouldn't know. Although I think they would still see me if I joined a voice chat. But I could make a fake name, then join a voice chat. Ooh, excuse me. And then I could listen in to see what they're saying about me. I don't trust some of the stuff they're saying. Now I got a tweet. I believe it's a tweet. Is it a tweet? Oh, it's a message. Okay, well, that's a very weird message. I'll get back to it later. So Anti-Tracker did comment on my city video yesterday. He commented that he was very happy to see the Anti-Tracker district. He was honored, in fact. And he also said he felt very bad that he was not there to see it be done in person. So I told him, you know, we all missed him. Of course, we know he had more important things to do. And that was some crazy stream last night, I have to say. It kept me up much later than I would have been otherwise. And it's probably why I'm exhausted tonight. Vixen says, are you calling me weird, babe? Lol. No, I'm not calling you weird, just the message. The message was a bit weird. I mean, obviously I don't want to reveal what it says, but I'm not 100% sure I understand what was going on. And, you know, I don't need to. That's the thing. I don't need to. Wow. There's no Orville this week. That's gonna suck. That is going to suck. Because that means there's Star Trek Discovery with no hope of Orville to lift you out of the spirit, the funk that Star Trek Discovery will leave you in. Vixen, Thomas says Junk Foley stream was better. Yeah, a little bit, but it was pretty close. It was pretty close. And then Vixen is laughing and says Anti-Tracker had some fun last night. He did. And Vixen also says, just know we all love you. Oh, thank you, Vixen. And she says, most of them in a platonic way, but me in more than a platonic way. Well, thank you. Oh. I feel bad, like I should have planned more. I figured that I would have spent longer time complaining about these issues. I don't know. Tell a story. I guess we could. Vixen says Foley was drunk. Yes, there was the first, I believe, maybe the first or second Anti-Tracker show that Captain Foley Skyped into. He got super wasted. He drank 3/4 of a full bottle of oh my god, of course I knew the name of it, but now Anti-Tracker has me thinking one is backwards, because Anti-Tracker always says it backwards. Canadian Royal whiskey. Yeah. So he drank like 3/4 of a bottle of that, and he was wasted by the time he finished. He had his shirt off, and he promised he would never be really doing that again. Crown Royal, Jesus. And I worked in the liquor industry for 9 years. Crown Royal. That hurts. It's a personal defeat to me. Thank you, though, so much, Thomas. I knew Canadian Royal did not sound correct. And Vixen is laughing. Sassy is barking. It's one of those nights. Woof. Let me see what she's barking at. Sassy is mad at you now. No, Sassy is barking out the window because somebody is crossing the street. Catty corner. There. Oh, it's my neighbor. It's the neighbor that Sassy does not like. Oh. So, yeah. That's it. Oh, well. How dare someone cross the street? Indeed. Indeed. So, it's story time, I guess. That's me. I'm outside and she thinks we are divorced. If you were that close, Vixen, she would go up to you and say hello. I'm sure of it. What, we should do a true history story. There's so much true history that's been falsely told. It's hard for me to, it's like asking somebody, well, just tell me something about math. I'm like, well, where do you even begin? And Vixen says, ah. Now, we could do the true story of how math was invented. Although, it's not the most exciting story. See, lots of ancient, math didn't come from one place, okay? I mean, lots of ancient societies developed math in their own way. We're probably most used to Arabic numerals and Euclidean geometry and whatnot. But I mean Roman numerals. Mostly math came to be due to trade and merchants trading, buying, selling. Or also early man needed math to explain the stars so they could figure out when to plant food and whatnot. And that's more or less true. It's more or less the same as regular history. But and now this is gonna sound a little shocking, because if you ask a historian, they're gonna say like, whoa, that is much too early. But you trust me, because they were the first people to actually invent mathematics on Earth. Now, it had existed outside Earth for billions and billions of years. It's not. You see, the thing about math is it isn't invented. It's discovered. It's always been there. It's just you discover how to use it. It doesn't need an invention. Math is as natural, as light or as gravity. It's always there. Whether you have a name for it or not, it exists. There was an ancient tribe 3,400 centuries before Christ. They lived in the polar region, inside the Arctic Circle, in northern Scandinavia. What we'd call now would be like Finland or Sweden, somewhere over there. And they now in 3,300 centuries. So let's see, what's that? 3,300 centuries. I gotta do some math. The irony here. The irony. Right. There we go. 3,300 times 100. Yeah, it's late. Okay, yes. That's what I thought. So roughly 330,000 years ago, the Arctic Circle was not as cold as it is now, because the Earth tilts back and forth. At the time, it was barely tilted. And, it was actually barely tilted off of 90 degrees. The Earth was very tilted. And it was pretty warm because it was constant daylight. So even though we call it the polar region, it was more like the equator at the time. But these are inconsequential details. The point is, the tribe that inhabited the area, and I use tribe loosely because they had a lot of technology that we would consider almost modern. I mean, they lived at like a late 1800s level of tech. They had gone through, the Bronze Age, the Stone Age, the Iron Age. They were well into making steel when this all existed. And the problem is all traces of them have gone because they're that old. But again, the unbroken oral history handed down, so we know the truth. So 3,300 centuries, 330,000 years ago or so, in the polar region of what we would now call, say, Finland. The advanced tribe called Mathea, Mathea. That's the closest English translation. The Mathea. They had technology, but they had no math. When they needed to buy groceries, every transaction was bartered because they didn't have any way of doing money, of giving change. So like you would go and you're like, okay, I want a dozen eggs, like a quart of milk, although they weren't called a quart or a dozen because of course those are math terms. So it was like, here, you want a bushel of eggs. Of course, sometimes there were 10 eggs, sometimes there were 9 eggs, sometimes there were 12 eggs. It was just however many eggs, a bunch of chickens would lay in a day, and that was how many eggs you got. And the milk, again, wasn't by quarts or quarters or liters, because, again, that's all math. So it was whatever size, and these were mostly glass bottles at the time, whatever size bottle the farmer had to fit the milk in. That's just what you got. So you say, I'll take the milk, the eggs, the things you buy normally in a grocery store. Some cereal, of course not by ounces, but just by box size. And so then you'd get to the register, and this is what happened. This was the problem. Instead of just writing a check or giving cash or a debit card, everything had to be bartered. So cashiers weren't cashiers. They were actually more highly trained, and they were representatives of the company because, you didn't want a cashier who was giving their friends good deals while charging other people, bad deals. That would be a way you would lose business. So, you'd go up and you say, okay, I want the eggs, I want the spaghetti and the cheese. Okay, and so what can you give me for it? And the guy's like, well, I don't know, I got a horse outside. I could give you a baby. I've got an extra baby. It's plague baby, so it's not worth as much, but I've got one. And the cashier, who's now working for the store, is looking over. They have to decide. They got to test things. They got to see is this baby got any chance of living? If it is, then they could become the next generation of employee in the store, because that's how employment worked in those days. But so they have to test everything. It takes literally 4 to 5 hours to finalize one purchase of eggs and some regular basic stuff. So the Matha were literally becoming extinct as people just died waiting on grocery lines, because they had no way of paying for anything because everything was bartered. Well, in still approximately 3,300 centuries ago, I mean, sure, it was minus 15 years maybe, but in 15 years after 90 plus percent of the population had died either of malnutrition or just general starvation, or collapsing online, one person, doctor, there's no English translation to their name, so I'll just say it in the native Mathan language. Zook tall, not tall like a tall man, but tall like a tall drink. Zook tall. And yes, unfortunately, while we can't confirm his skin color, he was a male, so yes, this is very patriarchal. Don't get triggered, but it's true. He he got tired of oh boy, there's a lot of noise coming from outside now. That's the same people. That's the same people that came right to the door before. These sons of bitches.
Sassy stay.
They kept going.
Yeah, they kept going.
So earlier today, some hunky looking kid, I don't know why, he walked in front of my house. He was looking around on his cell phone. Then I caught him on my camera. He ran all the way up to my porch, came up the steps, like, came to my door. Best I can tell, he didn't really do anything. And then he ran away and ran down the block and took off with his friend. And they were walking down the block away from my house after that. Now, we checked on the porch. Nothing seemed to be missing. They didn't seem to take anything. They didn't seem to leave anything. And that was it. So it was weird. I scratched my head. But, yeah. So now we have the window open because it was warm today. And we heard a bunch of noise of, like, people up to no good walking down the street. And sure enough, I got the camera and I recognized them immediately. I said, that was them. So Mom ran to the door and opened it as they passed. And I guess she gave them the stare down. But they did not come back up or try anything this time. I'm kind of curious. I still don't know what it is they were doing here. Okay, well, that woke me up. I guess I should get to the comments. Vixen says she's got to go find that video of drunk Foley. Sassy is mad at you now. Yes. Thomas says, how dare someone cross the street? Indeed. Vixen says, that's me. I'm outside and she thinks we are divorced. Oh, okay. Guess I missed a couple earlier. Fernando. Welcome, Fernando. Vixen says, stream is named October 4th, FUCBS. Drunk Foley, legendary stream. Yes, yes. Good call, Fernando. Great memory. Although I don't think you'll find it. It was way before the Anti-Tracker website came out. So you'd probably have to go on Discord and look at all the back postings of videos. But if you go back to October 4th of 2018, it should be easy enough to find. Oh, Fernando must really love that video. Half hour in, the effects are starting to be noticed. Thomas retracted a message. Vixen says, I thought math was born when Euclid and Pythagoras made sweet love and conceived baby named math. Well, that is how calculus was born. But no, math existed. Without math, Euclid and Pythagoras would have just been homeless beggars. Fernando, thanks so much, says Vixen. Hey, you canceled the thanks? Rude. Uh-oh. Somebody canceled the thanks. Vixen says, I thought you were Hector, says. Thomas says, I thought you were Hector. But thanks, Fernando. This is the Cosmos with Bird? Sure. Like, I honestly pretty sure I was asleep. I was sleep talking. The 5 minutes or 10 minutes, whatever it was, before I just woke up because Sassy was barking and there were people that I recognized on camera. I have almost no recollection. I know I was talking. I don't even remember what the hell I was saying. I was literally sleep talking, sleep streaming. Oh, this is a new low for the channel, people. A new low. Yeah, it should be Cosmos with Bird. That would be better. Fernando says, I'm Hector too. This is my phone. Ah, okay. How can we be sure, though? Vixen says, Fernando, are you all Hispanic people? Is he all Hispanic people? And Thomas posts a link. I assume it's to the Foley stream. The Foley drunk stream. Oh, yes. Yes, it is. I don't know. We might have to take a look at some of it. Vixen says they had registers, and Thomas says apparently. Darth says, Bird of Prey, what the F did I just come into? I don't know, Darth. I was pretty sure I was sleep talking. I just woke up. Darth says, babies becoming next generation of workers. Vixen says a baby for some Norwegian spaghetti. The hell was I talking about? Darth says you missed the best parts. Vixen says to Darth, you missed the best parts. Darth says you're about 3 minutes from falling asleep. I might have actually fallen asleep this time, Darth. I think I was sleep talking. Sleep streaming. Vixen says online they had internet too. Darth says, are you on drugs? I'm not on drugs. I was just very tired. I did not get a lot of sleep. You know, I stayed up late to watch anti-tracker streams. So I blame the weed. I blame the weed. It's not my fault. I didn't take it. I didn't sniff it. I wasn't there. But somehow it affects me. Hector says there was a guy claiming in here to be you. Testing, says Hector. Darth says it was the Korean family. Oh boy. Vixen says Joe's mom is trying to beat them up. Hector says Mirror Universe for sure, the rascals. Darth says Pokemon Go, baby. Maybe. Oh, you think there was a Pokemon on my porch? You know what? He was holding a cell phone, turning around, looking all around. It is not the worst. It is not the worst theory, Darth. However, didn't everybody stop playing Pokemon Go like a year and a half ago? But you know what? It's definitely a possibility. If somebody put a Pokemon on my porch, if a Pokemon lived on the porch, that's going to become a problem. Thomas says, I think it was Darth. Vixen says, Little Punk was casing the place. Now he heard the wrath of Sassy. Real mob member, says Vixen. And laugh at Thomas. Hector says, is he running away from the explosion, not looking back? Darth says, Bill 5. Look, your house has the symbols. They could have look on your house for symbols. They could have marked your house. Like hobo symbols, hobo signs. Vixen says, are they occultists? And then to Hector, Mirror Universe you. Vixen says, aw babe, you go to sleep. I might have to. Darth says, Dr. Zucatral, ancient doctor babies becoming worker for next generation people, dying in grocery time, your drugs hit you hard.
You really don't know what you were talking about.
I have some recollection. I know I was talking about math.
Like bartering at registers.
Yes, the bartering. Dr. Zucadol. Yes, that was a Z though. He spelled it with an X. It confused me. The multi-gun man says, hey, how it's going? It's going okay. Multi-gun man, it's been better. It's been better. Hector says, damn Darth, you are outdoing yourself. Hector says you need a translation from Japanese. Vixen says, damn you anti-tracker, you and your wacky tobacco. Darth says criminals mark houses for burglary or dog theft gangs. Nobody's stealing, Sassy. Darth. Darth. And no, the kid wasn't Korean. The kid was not Korean. Let's see. This is
Did you send me porn?
No, I didn't.
certain stream.
Different than the Kelvin time. I don't think they ever would make corrupt federation. And why I'm so excited about
Where's the drinking?
is that
There's a drink.
either you love it or you
There's a drink.
no, I mean for a disease.
He doesn't even
And
know
I do
where,
see
what
this
direction
as
to
a
look.
symptomatic disease on
I
trends.
do, but
I
did you watch my video?
Nobody watched the video.
You should
So
go from the
Kathleen
beginning of
Kennedy-
this and stop the live feed from my video.
Oh boy.
worked up mostly about CBS. I have.
Now they're watching one of Laura's videos.
So you're a drunk who wants to take over?
No, I'm mainly Irish and mainly German, which means everything must be done perfectly.
Darth, he's one of your people.
Know what I'm saying?
I'm about to meet my childhood
Yep.
hero. And what am I going to say to this guy? And I knew I only had a few seconds to talk.
Never meet your hero.
And so, right, and you know, as painful as it was to see Treckguards try to remove his shirt there on this live stream, at least it wasn't as bad. You're not as hairy as Laura Road, so.
I'm a
Why?
Stop!
I'm a bald. I have no hair. It's natural.
Oh, my
Yes.
God. This is just.
That was at 2:40. 2:40, 49
I don't know
seconds.
what's wrong with Treckguards. I really
I
don't.
don't either.
But
No.
This is wrong.
wow.
Crown Royal.
This is like,
Empty
we
bottle.
now learned, don't get a Canadian drunk. That's just like.
You know what? Usually I'm good with my alcohol, but tonight, wow, I didn't expect this.
Sci-Fi Sis says, "Well, you don't need to work tomorrow with all these super chats we give you." You know, I wish that were true. You know, but you know,
Let's
unfortunately,
see.
one good. And by the way, you guys have been.
Is there anything
generous.
else worth
Yes.
But
watching?
It
Oh,
really
yeah.
require, if my channel were the size of Captain Foley's, I might be able to get away with it. But right now, I just can't. Because, and this is the honest truth about it.
I don't
is
know.
That super chats are awesome. Super chats are nice, and I love it.
I'll put the volume down so
But
we're not stealing everything.
income from
But damn, look at how big that Enterprise is.
the views.
I want that Enterprise. I might have to send a guy
Thank you all. That
up to Canada
Meantime,
to
I'm gonna
borrow
try to get to the credits this time, but
borrow
thank
that
you all
Enterprise from
for,
Captain Foley.
being so generous and being so awesome, and
Super chat.
for some reason putting up with Captain Foley taking out.
You know what? I'm awesome.
I gotta say though, I really like Captain Foley after this stream. Before it, I was not so sure on the guy.
So, Mary says I missed a super chat. Did I? Crap. Oh, yeah, no, so truly.
Yes.
Hey, Garrett throws a couple of pounds into the chat. Thank you, Derek. I don't know what's wrong with Treckguards. I really
I
don't.
don't either.
But
This is wrong.
wow, this is like we.
Are we watching?
I might be able to get away with it because it helps Penty a little bit. Thank you. And
Super chat.
for some reason, putting up with Captain Foley taking out.
You know what? I'm awesome.
Say you broke your little
Yeah.
ribs.
Shut up, Lily. I hate you.
Oh man, he was mean.
Oh my god.
So Josh, you get to pick one and tell me Chrono. Basically, my head dug in Futurama style.
Okay. Well, you guys saw the best the best part of that. It's as much as I feel comfortable showing. Hector said, or murdering the firstborn, as an addition to how criminals mark houses, as they're going to murder the firstborn. Yeah, I'm not so sure. And Dar says he's actually serious. Run, sassy, run, says Vixen. Your mom scared the kids away. Darth says, I'm heading off to finish my cleaning. Take care, Darth. Vixen said, Romulan ale. Darth, night, night. And then Darth says to me the F word for some reason. Lol. Darth equal Foley. Oh, yes. He's one of your people. Vixen says, ah, my eyes, my eyes. Darth says, Irish are fairly hairy. He is unnaturally smooth. Vixen is laughing. Darth says, Vixen, you can Foley borrow. Oh, no. Okay. Darth says, Vixen, but, oh no. No, no. Nothing appropriate to speak. Vixen tells Darth, I'm putting a hit out on you. Vixen, we've already got our doctor. Our doctor is headed over to Ireland soon to take care of a certain issue we're having in Ireland. Pretty sure he's already on the plane. Thomas says there's a hit on him already. Yes, Thomas knows. Dar says, blame Vixen, she's pure evil. And Vixen says, yay. I'm assuming she's not yaying the fact she's pure evil, but that there's already a hit out on Dar, which would make her kind of evil. Hector says, I'm starting to think Darth is jelly. Well, he's not peanut butter. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Darth says, good luck, boyo, and have a few of the lads waiting for him on with explosive surprise. Okay. Darth says, oh my god, man, you're really cringy as fuck. AF. Vixen says, Bird of Prey 5, that was cute. Thank you, Vixen. So you see, Darth, not cringy if Vixen thinks it's funny. Or cute, at least. I can't believe it's only 7 o'clock. I thought it was like 9 p.m. Oh my god. Is it, how can it only be 7 p.m.? You know what, guys? I'm so sorry, but I'm gonna cut this stream early, because like I literally think I was asleep. I don't know what happened. I think I was asleep. I could hear myself talking, but I don't recall have any visual record of what the hell was happening. until Sassy woke me up. I am very sorry. Yeah, okay, Darth. You'll have one thing I never have, hair. I gotcha. I gotcha. In fact, it's time I trimmed mine. It's getting a little puffy at the sides. Vixen said it made her giggle. Well, thank you. That's the only reason I really do this, Vixen, to make you giggle. Hector says, but you are a redhead, so you don't have a soul. Yes, that's true, Darth. We'll have a soul. That's something you'll never have. Next stream, watch it back and react. Maybe. Good night, bird of prey. It ain't puffy on top, says Darth. I don't know. Qapla. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and you know what? Don't like tonight's. Subscribe. Forget. Let's just pretend tonight didn't happen. Qapla. Thank you all for watching my video. Please remember to comment, like, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit that bell icon. Without it, you won't get notifications of new videos. If you want to visit me, check out my forum at juot.net. I'm also on social media, on Facebook, Twitter, and Gab. And if you're really crazy, you can send me some money on PayPal. Take care.